What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? There's a side door. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. This is a collective, timeless reading. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. We're going to get 4 cards today. I am using the Murder of Crows Tarot. The crows will be guiding us today. There's always a side door. There's always a loophole. You know what I mean? Bada bing, bada boom. You've come to the right place. You need a side door? We got a side door. You need a slice? We got a slice. It's giving like mafia cover shop, like bakery in the front, mafia in the back. There's always a side door. Well, it's not mafia, but it's witch. Or spiritual lawyer, depending. Really, it's Hecate, if we're going to be literal. That's who we're working with today, Hecate. But she's unconventional. Baby, she's unconventional. And she works with the hardest, most complicated cases. What do we have here? The 6 of Pentacles. I love these cards. They're so, like, they just evoke something from me. With the King of Swords, there's that spiritual lawyer. King of Cups as well with the Page of Swords. See, we got a team here. You may feel like you have your back up against a wall in a certain situation, when actually there have been investments on your behalf that you didn't even know about. Spiritually, I'm saying. You know, we have guides, we have angels, we have ancestors, and we have the underworld. You may feel like you're coming up against some sort of an obstacle, or you may feel like you don't know how to get yourself out of a situation or through a situation, when in reality, the solution has already been come to. They were actually waiting for you to arrive. That's the reality. This guy is like a watcher. You know, monitoring spirits, people give them a bad rap, right? If they're getting information on you and bringing them back to energy vampires, yeah, that's not a great thing. But what about when they're on your team? When they're on our side? When they're doing our bidding? When they're keeping watch for us? Right? Now, I wouldn't want to mess with these two. Staring at me. Coming through the door. Why am I hearing the song, Love Shack, baby, Love Shack? Not sure. All I can see is Shaq on that Papa John's commercial. Shaq has his hands in a lot of different businesses. Okay, so this is really what I'm seeing. These are guides here. So we're going to leave those guys. They're saying put him back. We got the message. All right, let's get our cards. Yeah, 8 of Wands. We got the message. They're going to be escorting you through this side door. You may even think that they are your enemy at first, or you may, I mean, if I came up against those 2 dudes standing in front of a door like this, looking like a spiritual bouncer, I might get a little spooked too, but nothing is as it seems, right? Yeah, it's like coming into the back of that shop, Three of Pentacles, and there's like a bunch of stuff going on back there. It looks a little sketchy. I'm seeing guys in the corner like playing poker, and then you go through a secondary back door, and then there's the guy in the back just sitting there with like a bird on their shoulder. Sit down. Very matter of fact. King of Swords. Not very friendly, but they have solutions. Yeah, and Seven of Wands, it's like they're actually protecting you. Remember that. I wouldn't want to be on their bad side, though. You know, it's like how people talk about any of the more darker gods, goddesses, entities, and deities. Like, we need to show respect. So I wouldn't barge into this guy's office like laughing and making a bunch of ruckus and stuff like that. I would come and sit down, and I would, show your respects. All right. So what does the King of Swords have to say here? Because he works for Hecate, so she has solutions for us. Side door. Unconventional. Knight of Pentacles. You could have felt like something was going on for such a long time. I'm seeing all of these like flies and like pests flying around your head. And you're like, get away from me! Get away from me! Like, spiritually speaking. For some of you, you could have felt like you were gang stalked. And I mean spiritually. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our outcome magic card. We have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is you coming into that back office and you're just like, you're like a kid, it's like a kid coming into the principal's office. Maybe that's how it could feel, but you're not in trouble. See, this is the wild thing, because look, we have the Queen of Pentacles right behind that. That's the real energy here. Like, look at her face. She doesn't seem mean, right? It's the energy. Yeah, with the Fool. Like, they have a way out for you. But the darkness works differently than the light, so we just need to be open to different sorts of solutions, right? Card number 1. Yeah, we have the Page of Swords. See, this is going to be a learning experience for us because some of the things that we may have thought were a certain way are actually a different way. Like, we may look at characters like this as, darker or, questionable morally and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, we can also turn that same eye toward the ones who claim to be moral, towards the ones who claim to take care of the children and who claim to this and that. People are people, no matter if they are in the light or in the dark, right? There's always going to be shady characters in both scenes. So you might as well run between both, which is really what a high priestess does. She sits between the light and the dark pillars. Page of Swords. I'm hearing, what's the password? So let's keep going. Because I feel like this could even be a new guide that is being assigned to you I keep hearing the scripture, keeping watch over the flocks by night. It's the scripture that talks about the birth of Christ, and that reminds me of Christmas. So there's something here with that. I keep hearing that again and again. Keeping watch over their flocks by night. That comes right before they see the angel of the Lord and they're afraid, they're terrified. So this could be an angelic presence that's assigned to you. I mean, I know it's interesting that they work together. That was a big paradigm shift for me to realize that the angels and the demons, they work together. So you could be coming into this guy's office, the King of Swords, and you're leaving with an angelic presence that's guiding you and protecting you. It's funny. It's a funny imagery to see a priest walk into a bar or into like the back of a casino or something like that, or and you see him shaking hands with like the mafia boss. This is allegorical. I'm saying this sort of taboo, unconventional mixing of energies is actually how it works. And I didn't know that for so many years because I worked with the angels since I was a child. Like I had many angelic encounters where I was like on the ground shaking in the presence of these beings that it was a hard shift for me to understand that they actually worked with the darkness, because growing up a Christian, demons were, well, they were demonized, right? So it's crazy to come to the conclusion that these things actually work together. But only those who have ears to hear are going to even be able to hear this sort of information. And a lot of us already prescribe to this sort of a thing. It's not news to us, but there's a reason why there are like secret societies. And I spent my morning listening to the deep history of the origin of Baphomet. Very interesting study. Card number 2, the Tower. Curious. Well, there's the door. There it is. See, they're going to guide you right through and out the door. It's kind of like a prison break. I'm hearing from friends, we were on a break. So you could have had that sort of a situation with someone even. I don't know why that's coming in here, but take this as it resonates to your situation, because there could be a situation where somebody's like, we were on a break, so I hooked up with a bunch of people or something. And for you thought you were on a break to like process the relationship and to like get in tune with yourselves so that you could get stronger, like self-actualize, and then come back together stronger. But you were doing this is just an example, this could be for somebody though, you were doing all of that self-work and like enlightenment, and I'm seeing you going on like an ayahuasca retreat to Peru, and you're in the mountains and no makeup on and stuff, and you're having this like spiritual experience, and this idiot is like getting drunk and hooking up with bitches. It's like two different things, two different scenarios. So that could be somebody's story. See, that could be another thing here where this watcher was assigned to your situation. Remember, the 6 of Pentacles. Like, you could have felt like you were alone in a situation. Something about a loan. Somebody could have taken out a loan in your name or something like that. There's a lot of stuff coming through of why this watcher would have been assigned to your case. Again, we usually term these as monitoring spirits, right? And we usually look at these as like the other guys. The guys that are working for the other guys. When in reality, there are no other guys. There's one system, right? It's like the mirror. It's the polarities. I mean, do we think of yin and yang as negative? Just because the yin is represented by the black, That's actually a negative polarity in the Kabbalistic tree, in the Qlippoth. It's the negative, technically, right? So anyways. This watcher could have been assigned to keep watch for you, keeping watch over their flocks by night. You know how people talk about how Jesus is the shepherd, the great shepherd. You know, he takes care of us, his sheep. And I'm not saying sheeple. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, he cares for us. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He restores my soul. He restores my soul. That sounds like, if a soul is fragmented, there's an ancient shamanic practice, and I would look at Jesus as a shaman type. He was a healer. He healed people. And he had an unconventional way about him. I mean, that's why he was killed. That's why he was murdered, right? The same people that worship him today would have been the ones throwing the stones back in the day, just my opinion. He was a shaman of sorts. So this could also be part of a soul retrieval that we're doing here today. I know that sounds like I'm kind of like picking here and there. But my right eye started twitching. That's a good omen. So this being, like I said, Six of Pentacles, this has been going on for quite some time. There's been exchanges behind the scenes. There's been conversations about you from your guides, light and dark, right? Communing back and forth about whatever situation you have felt trapped in. For some of you, it's some sort of a soul contract that you are going to be, I'm hearing something about the word expunged. You are going to be released from something, I'm hearing, because of a loophole here. You've been wanting to get out of something, a situation or a person, some sort of karmic thing that you have paid your debts. Again, Six of Pentacles. You have paid something. The other person didn't. Or another thing, King of Swords sort of stuff that we're talking here. There are loopholes. There's always going to be a side door. There's always going to be a loophole in every contract, and that's to protect both parties. And most of the time, it's in the fine print. And most of the time, between the lines of the fine print is the actual soul contract, which is to help each party to evolve into what they're meant to become. And it's different for each person what that could mean. Right? So I'm seeing that on one hand, something was completed, on the other, something wasn't. Like I was giving the example of there was one person, male, female, non-binary, however each party identifies. This could go both ways. This could go either way. I'm seeing something about like, it could go a lot of ways. Like this person, while you were gone, was like sleeping with a bunch of people and getting all their like fantasies out. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're single. And this person's like, we were on a break, pulling a Ross. Come on, Ross. Rachel ends up dating Joey and stuff in the end. What a terrible plot twist. They just ran out of ideas. It was the end of the show. But anyways, you could feel like this about this relationship if this is a relationship for you. Or this person could have. They could have been like, it's the end of the show anyways. I might as well just go fuck a bunch of bitches on the side. It's like, you're supposed to be evolving spiritually. We had an agreement that we were both gonna jump at the same time. And I jumped and you fucked a bunch of women. That's not the same thing. Nothing wrong with experiencing the pleasures of life. If you're single, if you're not in an arrangement with somebody else, right? I'm also seeing something about this loophole is that if there is, it's in this contract, if there was, I'm going to use the word adultery because that's how it's coming through. And that is ancient Jewish law, that the only way, according to the ancient Jewish law, the only way to get a divorce from somebody that is still considered holy, what is holy, but let's just for the sake of the argument, the only way to divorce somebody and it still be like okay in the eyes of God would be if one person is unfaithful. So there could be religion involved here. It could be that one party was holding on to this situation or this marriage or whatever because of their devotion and their loyalty. And now this is like the loophole, this is the side door, this is the way out for this loyal person, because this other person, even though they were technically on a break, the break had stipulations. The break was to become one with oneself again, so that when you came back together, it would be stronger. That was the intention. It wasn't just to dick off on the side, right? So anyways, it doesn't have to be a relationship for everybody, but that's what's coming through. Take that as an allegory for your situation if it's not like a romantic thing. So that could be what this tower is that this watcher saw what happened with this other party that you're somehow involved with. There's something about money coming through here too. This person saw them doing something funny with money. Signing your name to something, using your handwriting, or there could even be something about like destiny swap stuff here, where this person didn't actually love you, they just wanted to use you for your energy or for your money or whatever. You know, there's lots of ways that this sort of stuff can go. So yeah. Let's keep going. That could be a tower though. But we're going to get clarifiers on these because these are such big energies coming through that we're going to need to ask some more questions. Card number 3. This card. Judgment. So this watcher saw, they wrote something down, or some of them, I'm seeing some of them taking pictures, video. Interesting. And was able to, like, these people, 6 of Pentacles, these guides, 6 of Pentacles, they were putting this case together before any of this even blew up, is what I'm getting. Before there was even a tower moment, because they knew, well, it's a karmic contract, guys, for those who are relating to this. Well, it's a soul contract. I shouldn't even say karmic, because for some of you, this is like a soulmate thing. And there was something here where it's like this person had the chance to evolve in this lifetime by being connected with you. I'm seeing something about like a student teacher. It's kind of like an on-hands training, Page of Swords, where this person could learn from you, kind of like how to be like you. I'm hearing that song, I want to be like you. Na-na-na-na. I walk like you, talk like you. Mm-hmm. That's Blue. Yeah. Great movie. It's like this person, and I'm not trying to be weird, it's not like some sort of like teacher student necessarily, but spiritually that's kind of how it was coming through. And I feel like the reason why they had the 6 of Pentacles going on this entire time is because, you know, they were watching this kid like a hawk here. Kid, you know, spiritually speaking, of course. This was a monitored training ground. They were giving this soul a chance to ascend, and this person had true love with you. If this could be a family member, guys. It's like this could be a sibling, a parent, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, whoever, right? This could even be like a longtime friend. This could be platonic. Like, this is somebody that had the chance to learn from you, but you didn't know that. So this has been being watched this entire time. This has been being judged with the judgment. So this was like I'm hearing closed practice. For some, I'm seeing some stuff. I'm seeing like Masonic stuff. I'm seeing people in hoods like chanting and stuff. It's like some of you, this was like an initiation for you, and for this other person, it was a chance for them to be coupled with somebody like you, so that they could kind of go up a level, so they wouldn't have to do this crap again. But I'm hearing that they chose hedonism again. It's kind of like a kid that grows up with like super rich parents and they just squander all the money. They just sleep around with a bunch of people with like they're being fed grapes in the castle, and instead of becoming the king, they're kind of like a loser living in their parents' basement playing Xbox in today's terms. So the guides are pissed. They were giving this kid a chance to kind of become a king in this lifetime, so to speak. It doesn't have to be a man, right? It's the action. This person needed to learn how to step into a masculine energy. They could have been a woman here, right? Because I'm queer, and, anyways, what is gender? When you start going up the Kabbalistic tree up at the top, and when you're looking into beings like Baphomet, like I referenced earlier, Baphomet is a goat head with a pentagram with breasts and a phallic with a goat body, goat parts, right? So it's representing, just like in the world card, a combination. It's like a, what is the word? Hermaphroditic. I don't know the correct word for it, but it's like a combination of a feminine and a masculine energy. I'm non-binary, so, and for me, I know this is going to be kind of a little off, but I'm going to say this because I feel like somebody wants to hear it. I see my gender as a more spiritual thing than I do as some sort of political statement or even an expression of my parts. So, anyways, it's more of a spiritual thing for me, where I believe we've been men and women in past lives, all of us. Anyways, I feel like as you go up, the 10 of Pentacles, that's the tree that I'm talking about here. As you go up towards the top, we have the masculine and the feminine on each side, and they converge at the top, right? They become one. It's the masculine and the feminine paths, right? So this other person was meant to learn that more masculine path, whether they're a masculine or feminine body parts, or even presenting. Because even if somebody's trans, I'm not trying to get complicated, guys. I'm just saying, like, I have a lot of beliefs on this sort of stuff. And I've thought a lot about it since I was like 12. Even if somebody is trans, they still could have a lesson to learn in this life opposite of the gender that they even transitioned into. I hope that's making sense. So it does, anyways, whatever. That's that. So there could even be something here where this other person is trying to make like complex arguments with you and stuff about your roles in the relationship and stuff. It doesn't have to be this for everybody, but it's kind of like, I'm talking to a spiritual group. You might honestly be like, I do not agree with this person on like much. So I'm seeing the 5 of Wands. You could have had arguments with this person. There could have been competition with this person in the relationship. I'm getting for some of you that this person's role in life was to learn a masculine path. And for some of you, I'm seeing that this person's a woman. So take it as it resonates. For some of you, this person needed to learn the masculine path, right? But then in the relationship, they're saying, I wear the pants. This could be heterosexual relationship with a man and a woman. Just saying. This person's like, I'm wearing the pants, I'm taking this role. I'm taking the more controlling role, even though masculine doesn't mean controlling, but okay, that's actually the devil card. That's not the emperor. Those are two different things. Emperor, devil, those are two different things. This person could have tried to lord themselves over you and control things, and I'm seeing it's a woman for some of you with a man. But it could also be the opposite, of course. Or it could be two women or two men. Or somebody's trans as well in the situation. Or somebody's non-binary. So, I read for everybody. And we have a full house of real, wonderfully eccentric, wonderfully weird people that I love. Each and every one of you. So, something's being judged here because this other person could have been trying to assume some sort of masculine role in the relationship, and yet they're not playing that out in life. They just want all the benefits of this masculine role. It's like a king. It's like a kid's. This is like a prince with the Page of Wands, right? This is like the prince to the king. I'm just seeing them lazy. I'm seeing them laying on the couch, squandering their position and stuff. And I'm seeing something about Saturn here, speaking of Satan, speaking of the devil card, right? That's Baphomet sitting on the box of Saturn, which Satan is related to Saturn, right? So you could be somebody who's very disciplined, very Saturnian, even if you don't have those themes in your chart. I'm just saying your worldview. You could be somebody that works hard, so you can play hard. You're not somebody that demonizes pleasures and demonizes hedonism in its purest form. But this other person who I'm reading for here, and you could be this other person, but you've believed that this is a form of freedom, when in reality, you are trapped by your own vices. Your vices take you down. The people you sleep with are using you. And you could just be like, I don't care if they're using me. I got what I wanted. Yeah, but then they're connected to you energetically and they can pull that rope whenever they want. I'm seeing you have an incubus, succubus or something attached to you via somebody that you slept with. And this could even be from afar. You could just be jacking off, man. It can still attach to you. Don't think just because it's not in person. We're talking spiritual things today. So you have some sort of an incubus, succubus attached to you. They're draining your energy. They're yanking your chain, man. And you have this other person over here who you could have learned from, but instead you squandered it once again. So there's disappointment with the guides and the ancestors is how I'm feeling it. There's disappointment. Oh, he's done it again. That's what I'm getting. Tower with Judgment, man. One of the most powerful combinations in the tarot, as they say, right? So, we have that here today. There could even be an audience on this person's demise, because I'm seeing them flashing up into the sky like a freaking diamond firework extravaganza, and they're shooting down to the earth just like Satan fell from heaven just as fast. And Satan, anyways, that's for another day. But just as the story goes, the reason he was thrown out of heaven is because of his pride. He claimed to be God himself. I don't think the problem was that he was making himself to be like God. I think the problem is that he claimed to be equal to God, but didn't do the things that you needed to do to become God. And that's what's coming through here. This person could have a God complex because they're coming through literally as a page. The Page of Wands, no less. This is a 12-year-old jacking off in their room under the blanket. I'm just saying, that's how it's coming through. And I shouldn't say that about children. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be offensive, guys. I just opened up to the King of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. I was literally gonna say like in their parents' house, and then it came through. So I guess the cards thought I was funny. The cards thought I was funny. Okay. I just like to be careful making like comments on children. But the King and the Pentacles were like, yeah, that's our son. It's like even the parents might be like disappointed by the son or something. But this could be ancestors, the King and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm trying not to laugh, guys. It's just, it's laughable because this energy, they're like equating themselves to God like Satan did, and he was thrown out of heaven, you know, slammed down to the earth just as fast, like a lightning bolt falling down from heaven is what it's, how it's written. And I'm seeing that happen to this person. This person had like a narcissistic God complex, man, woman, however they identify. Because some of them are fluid. I'm seeing some of them fluid in their gender here. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it's interesting because for some, this person comes off very misogynistic, like men. But they like wear heels, like they secretly like wear heels and stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I'm extremely gender fluid. I love it all. Like let's all gather at the New York Pride Fair this year. I'm just saying, it's like I love it all. But there's something really like just so disappointing about this person because they're it's like an Andrew Tate. Even if this is a woman, guys, I'm getting Republican makeup right now. And if you're a Republican, well, if you're a Republican, why are you on my channel? Let's be real. Anyways. Because you guys would let us burn in the Pride Parade concentration camp if you had your field day with it. So anyways. You ever notice there's not many black people that are Republicans, too? Just a thought. So anyways. Now that I've offended everyone... Well, I've lifted up my people, and I've offended the ones that I want to leave my channel, so... Kind of like around the graves when you hear those birds just cawing. Caw, caw. See them flying around the graves. I'm seeing something about grave sucking, where I'm seeing somebody trying to like grave suck from your family lineage. Again, I'm seeing the people in the hoods. Not tied to any one thing, but it could be the Freemasons. Could be. I mean, supposedly, my great-grandfather was a 33-degree Freemason. So anyways. Again, back to the mafia. But yeah. Not saying I prescribe to it. Just saying there could be some overlap here where you were paired with this person because you have some sort of like cult, secret society, mystery school, magic of the past. I'm seeing something about Egypt. This goes back. This goes way back. This has been doing this for centuries, and every lifetime he squanders it again. And this time he was given you as a teacher. So actually you were in more of an authoritarian position. Like I'm actually seeing, I mean, this woman looks like a teacher, doesn't she? Like I'm seeing this as like your student, but I don't think you saw this person that way. I think you loved this person, you cared about this person. Whoever this may be to you, because this could be like a younger sibling or something like that, or they could be older, they could be a parent, they could be a family member or a friend or something here. But for a lot of you, I'm getting that it was something romantic where this person really had a chance to shine and they were given everything. It's kind of like how people say about Trump. It's like you're given money. Like, you are given millions of dollars to start a business. And I'm not saying it doesn't take talent to run a business. I'm just saying it's giving that sort of a vibe where this person was given like every possible, could have even been financial. They were set up in some way, could even be spiritually speaking. Like they had the carpet rolled out for them. They were given the map. They were given like the cheat codes, and they still were just like, fuck it. It's like, well, judgment then. Cause like, and it's not judgment like we're judging anybody. The people I'm talking to, Six of Pentacles, this was happening behind your back. These guides talking. And I'm seeing actually in the families, the ancestors talking. I'm seeing some sort of ancient rivalry between the families or something, where there was a chance for like something to be mended in this lifetime. Something like that. It's not that for everybody, but it was like on this person's shoulders to carry something through, and they basically were just like, they just threw it away again. So this is something very holy I'm getting, actually. I'm seeing the Hierophant. I'm feeling such heavy disappointment coming from the other side. I'm hearing like, how could you do this again? It's not about just you. It's about our family. It's about our lineage. It's about our name. Like, they're angry at this person. So let's continue. Our outcome magic card number 4, the Magician. He does not look happy. I'm going to have to get clarifiers on what his message is. It looks like he's standing at the podium to, like, give a speech. This is like, remember how I said the Hierophant? This is like a magician giving a sermon, giving a speech. I want to see what he's saying. Let's start here. What is the magician's speech? Because I'm seeing it like this other person coming into the room, the Page of Wands, and then you're faced with that guy, and he's like, sit down. And I'm seeing this kid sit down in one of those desks, like old school desks. What is the magician's speech? I'm actually hearing the magician's lecture. Because I'm seeing they're actually supposed to be in college. So imagine it like this. A 12-year-old kid is at a university, like with all those chairs, all those seats, right? And then there's the professor way down here. He's like way up here, up on the back desk. So he's like a 12-year-old kid, spiritually speaking, and they're having him in like a college class. Because he's supposed to be in college, but he's in like 7th grade, guys. Spiritually speaking. So they're not... There's something like... Well, it's the Judgment card. There's something like very weighty about this. So... Yeah, there's the Tower, guys. And it's like he's done this again and again and again. I'm seeing a woman crying, like an older woman crying and being like, you've disgraced our name again. You've disgraced our name. This is very like... This is kind of crazy, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Because I feel like goosebumps all down my arms. What is the magician's lecture? We have the Temperance. Yeah, this is angelic. Yeah, so it's like this is a spiritual thing. This is kind of like when you give your dissertation or your thesis. It's the other way around in the UK. I believe in the UK it's thesis is higher than dissertation, but in the US dissertation is like your final, it's your presentation of everything that you've learned, right? I'm seeing that as that this person's called in. There's a lineup with the judgment card of all of the ones who will judge what this person has learned or hasn't learned, and they're coming in there like, what? I don't have any dissertation. And they're like, I'm seeing this guy go, where is your dissertation? And he's starting to get scared. He's like, I don't have anything. Yeah, I'm seeing him sweating, guys. This is actually kind of scary. Yeah. Because I'm seeing, like, he was part of, for some of you, not for all, but this person was part of some sort of a, like, dark coven of some sort with the magician. Like, this is a group of magicians. And this person, it's like if you're in the mafia, for example, and you make a mistake, they will turn on you. Like, the Brotherhood, it's like this person didn't, like, keep up with some sort of code. And so what's happening here is they're being judged by, like, the council of this dark coven. I'm seeing, like, an upside down pentagram, and it's, like, dripping in blood. And I'm seeing somebody wearing, like, black contacts. Well, maybe they're not contacts. I'm seeing somebody with black eyes. Yeah, and yeah. It's a different scene, guys. Well, maybe it's not. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people, but for this person, it's like let's just continue. The Magician with the Temperance. The angels are present. That's why this is interesting, because this is like a dark coven of some sort. Or a dark cult. It's some sort of a cult or a group. It's a group. Yeah, that's a yes with the Ace of Wands. It's a magical society or a secret society of some sort. Yeah, look. Just as confirmation, the Devil and the Ace of Wands. So, what is the Magician's lecture? In the lecture hall. Because we have the angels and the demons here with the Devil and the Temperance card and the Judgment card. We have the Strength card. With the Hierophant, everybody's here. Everybody's here. I'm hearing, you have tried us through the generations, and you've come up lacking. Like, I'm hearing him, like, look at him. Like, this person has tried their patience and tried their strength. Like, they don't have any slack left for this person, guys. This is like, this really is scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is not symbolic. Like, I'm actually seeing this happening in the astral. Let's continue. The Magician. The Lovers. The choices you've made have made you. Two of Cups, guys. You were the guinea pig. King of Swords. The King of Swords that came through at first is this Magician. Not just a regular King of Swords. So the choices this person made, they had a grace period when it came to their relationship with you. See, this could also be family, because we have the Ten of Cups, or you had a family with this person. Either this is you with this person, Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, Or this could even be somebody in your family. Or this is somebody that you dated. I'm getting that it doesn't even have to be like a full marriage and stuff with the Hierophant. For some of you, it was. But for others here, this is literally like you dated this person. I'm even hearing you were in a situationship with this person for a brief time for some of you here. And with the Devil, it's like this entity was assigned to this case to watch with the Page of Swords what this person was going to do and how they were going to handle you. I'm hearing something about a handler, a spiritual handler. This person could have used their magic and disgraced this magical community with what they've done with it. Sagittarius, Leo, and Gemini as well. We have Mars and Pluto with Mercury. They're saying take the Two of Cups, take the Ten of Cups, and leave the Devil. What else does this Magician have to say? It could be something to do with like their mother's family line, guys, where they're being like cut off. This could be also translating into the spiritual world, like if they have like a wealthy mother or like a wealthy family line or something, they're getting like cut off. I'm seeing them like cut up the credit cards. I'm seeing them cut up, like they're cutting this person off financially for some. With the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. And this person's karma, 10 of Wands with the Fool, is that they have to like start all over again. It's giving me those movies where like, I don't know, there's so many of them. It's a trope for a reason, right? Where it's like the spoiled rich kid. Sometimes it's a woman, sometimes it's a man. They get like cut off from the family fortune or whatever. And they have to like, I don't know, they have to go down to the farm and like learn how to work and get up at 4 a.m. Or, you know, they have to learn how to like love again because they've become this like cold-hearted bastard. You know, there's some sort of, it's giving like, where the ghosts come and visit Scrooge and he has to like learn the lessons. Yeah, so this person could be getting cut off from like their royal bloodline in a more spiritual sense, where they have to like kind of start over again with the Fool. I don't know how it all works, guys. We'll see if we can get more information, but it's like that's what their karma is. They have to like fend for themselves. They have to like start off with nothing or little to nothing so that they can learn. I'm hearing so they can learn the lesson of hard work. It's Saturnian themes, guys, with the Devil coming through twice. I mentioned Baphomet for a reason. It's connected to Saturn, right? There's a reason when I get hyper fixated on stuff. Yeah, this is like a karmic. And it has something to do with the fortunes, with the Empress. I'm hearing you squandered it. I'm hearing that again. It's like this person, ooh. So, let's move this down. The Magician's lecture is talking about this, like, cutoff. I'm hearing something about cutoff game. Like, this person could have played this game with, like, many of their exes, and they just thought, like, who cares? It's just, like, it's flippant. It doesn't matter. But there was something, they had to learn lessons. I'm getting they had to learn lessons having to do with Venus and Saturn. They have, like, a grandfather or something, and then they have, like, a very strict grandfather, sort of Saturnian grandfather figure or something. And then they also have this like Venus energy coming in. I feel like that's from your side. You were like the Venus side. And I'm not saying that you aren't Saturnian. I feel like you're learning Saturnian lessons in this life, just like this person is. But you're like on the road to that. I'm hearing on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. See, your Fool moment with the Page of Wands, you could kind of be a wanderer, gypsy sort of energy, where you've kind of felt maybe like you didn't have, like you kind of went group to group, or, maybe even if you don't class yourself as somebody that is that sort of a person, like a wanderlust sort, in your soul you are, because you're willing to learn those lessons. That this is giving, like, I trust God, like I trust the universe to go where they have me go. I'm gonna learn the hard lessons, like I'm gonna do what I need to do. 10 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. Some of you are very hard workers. Some of you have gone through impossible situations and come out the other side. So what I'm seeing is it's Venus and it's Saturn lessons. It's lessons of love, luxury that we don't just squander, like the gifts of the universe, wealth, health, prosperity in all forms, loving other people with the Lovers, the 2 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. With this alchemizing energy, it's like, it's giving with these cards together, like through thick and thin, we can do anything together. We can take any hard situation and alchemize it. That's what this person was supposed to learn with you, is that you can get through the hard times together. And now for not for everybody is this a romantic thing. Keep that in mind. But for some of you it is. Yeah, it's like they're coming into like the headmaster's office and they like didn't do the homework. That's how it's coming through, guys. But yeah, in conclusion on this point, and then we will quickly clarify these first 3 cards just to see if we can gather any more information. But the synopsis of this message is, this person, they didn't learn the lessons of Venus or Saturn. Yeah, with the Magician. And there's something about, like, they looked at love as, like, not really, like, it didn't, like, mean much to them. And Venus doesn't take stuff like that lightly. Like, they'll take away your money. Like, it's like, oh, so you don't honor love. It's coming through as Aphrodite. So you don't honor love. Well, we don't honor your credit card here then, sir, sort of a thing. It's like, well, what about this one? And they're like, we don't take that. We don't take cash here. Right? 10 of Swords. They see this person as enacting grand betrayals again and again, and this person just counted it as like nothing. It's coming through for some as very like narcissistic. Like, this person, these people have grown tired of wrestling this person down, wrestling their ego down, when it's this person's job to be doing that. They're not really talking about our side too much. It's, I mean, the Devil and the 9 of Cups, it looks like the devil's pleased with you. So, it's kind of like that awkward moment where they're like, you're crowned valedictorian, and this kid is like sent to the principal's office. It's like awkward, guys. So, let's clarify this Page of Swords. This has been the Watcher. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, see, guys, they were working behind the scenes. When I said scene, that made me think of, like, a porn scene. Like, so this person could be involved with, and, you know, no judgment here, right, guys? This person could have been involved with that sort of stuff. But it's coming through as, yeah, it's being judged. I'm seeing it creepy, guys. I'm seeing like cameras, and I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I'm seeing like cameras being put in, like, guys, uh-oh. For some of them, it is something extremely illegal with the Ace of Swords, with the Six of Cups, with like children, and I'm not going to say anything else on that. Page of Pentacles. You know what I mean. I can't say much on YouTube. And for others of them, it wasn't underage. It was some sort of voyeurism. And I'm talking about remote viewing. We're talking about magician stuff, right, guys? For some of them, they could have actually enacted this in the real world. They could have actually put real cameras. I'm seeing something about like an Airbnb where they like put cameras. Yeah, guys. And that could be for some of them, but I'm getting it more spiritually, where it's like, it's spiritual voyeurism, where they cross people's boundaries, sexually. You know, it's like sex magic stuff. This could even be a sex cult, but it's a matter of how it is done. Like, this is not coming off as bad to me. This group, like, this group inherently isn't bad because they have a code, and this person broke the code. It's like this person coding, something about coding. Somebody's name could be Cody or something with a C. Yeah, I'm seeing the woman crying again. The woman on their side. It's some sort of a mother or a grandmother or something like that. It's something gross though, guys. That's what I need to bring through. And for this group, this is a darker group. For them to be judging this person and thinking that their deeds are like despicable. Despicable me? Like, this person has minions, guys, and not the cute kind. They have people, like, watching. For some of them, they have, like, a ring. Like, this person was a mole for some. They infiltrated this group. And they saw what was going on in the back end, and they brought it to the council. For some of you, that's you, but not for everybody. Some of you were a double agent, but not for everybody. Some of you were sent in to this person's operation, and you were this, like, double agent mole rat. You were a rat. You wanted to see, well, you were sent in to get the information. I'm seeing a bunch of computers lined up. A lot of technology, spyware, drones, stuff like that. Like, it's a whole operation for some of them. But for others, I'm hearing the word, and it's not my word. I'm hearing, you imbecile. I'm hearing for some, you did that on my property. It's like the mom's house, or it's like the mom's money, or the mom's property, or something like that. But anyways, I'm going to move past that. I don't want to look at that anymore. So, Page of Swords with the Three of Pentacles. Anything else on this? Because not for everybody, yeah, the Judgment. Not for everybody were you sent in to make a judgment call and then return it back to, well, like we started off with the Mafia, right? Some of you were sent in, and some of you didn't know you were being sent in, and then midway through the project, you were let in on what this was. And you were like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense why I'm here, right? Why I'm here. So, yeah. God works in mysterious ways, as they say. I love the dark because they keep it campy. You know? They keep it fun. This is some of the darkest stuff you could ever deal with, and they keep it fabulous. They keep it interesting. So, for some of you, you were sent in to judge this person. Again, it's like this Saturnian thing. This person could have shown up as a King of Pentacles, but the way they got their money is being judged. Three of Pentacles, judgment. Because for some, they got their money in an unethical way. My right eye's twitching, which can be talking about a good omen for money for you. Because for some, this person, by being with you, they were siphoning your energy. So for some, you were sent in by the council to see if this person would guinea pig you. Even though for some, you were like their true love. They could have even fallen in love with you. And so the ancestors were like, it's happening. It's happening. He's finally like, love is his heart chakra. Like, it's coming alive. Like, he's letting love win. There's a book called Love Wins, and it's on universalism. And that was my baby steps into deconstructing my Christian faith by a man named Rob Bell. There's a movie, it's a really interesting documentary. I think it's called Heretic. So for some of you, this is like a spiritual thing. Like for me, I was called a heretic, right? We had the Hierophant and the devil and all that. So for some of you, this is not a relationship thing or any of that. This is all spiritual, baby. But for some of you, it's exactly what I said here. But you had some sort of a spiritual position. You were meant to become this like divine heretic for some here. And this situation was part of a higher initiation with the Hierophant, with the initiates, an initiation into a higher order. So this person actually was the guinea pig. They were your guinea pig. They thought you were their guinea pig, but it was actually the other way around. So, speaking of rodents, rats and all that, judgment, death. Justice and death with judgment, with the Star and the Queen of Swords. There's the lawyer again. So what is this Tower? Now for some, this is unfortunate, but this was all subconscious for this other person. And so this situation is to help them, right? They will evolve because of this. Well, it's Saturn's lessons. Like these are hard lessons. Saturn does involve with karma, right? Saturn involves with restriction. It can be cutting you off financially. It could be cutting you out of like some sort of family dynamic or even some sort of a group, because I am seeing this person being like cut out of this group that they were in, even because there was some sort of a violation. Maybe that's what the Tower is. Tell us, what is this Tower? We have the Nine of Cups. I'm hearing the scripture, it pleased the Lord to bruise him. Now that's a very controversial scripture. It was prophesied by the prophet Isaiah many, 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 many years before Jesus incarnated and was the Messiah that we know him to be today. This was Isaiah prophesying the coming of Christ. And the words were, it pleased the Lord, capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D, the tetragrammaton, which is like the highest word that you could use at least to the Jewish believers at that time. It pleased the Lord to bruise him. It was prophesying the crucifixion of Christ. So how I'm seeing this person for some has a literal God complex. They feel like they're like another incarnation of Christ. Guys, they're the Page of Wands. That's why this person's getting smacked, because they're a fool, guys. They're a fool in the truest sense of the word. Like, they have a Messiah God complex. They feel like they're like a prophet, or no, it's not even a prophet. They feel like they are equal to Christ. And this is the crazy thing, because for some of you, and I'm not trying to inflate you, but I feel like you are on the Messiah's path. Like, it's Christ consciousness. Like, you are ascending down a particular road. That's the road of the ascended masters. Now, this could take 1,000 more lifetimes for us to achieve. I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying we think that. I'm just saying there's a mirroring effect with this person where you're showing up as the Page of Swords, guys, for a lot of you here, right? Which is a student energy. They are showing up as a student as well, a Page of Wands. They're also a page, but they believe that they are this master magician, this Messiah, this leader of a cult for some. They thought that they were going to have this guy's position even. This guy's pissed because you posture yourself as a student as you're moving through these initiations and stuff. This other person has fought it the entire way, and this was like their last chance. So that's back to it pleased the Lord to bruise him. What that means basically is it's like God was glad that this was happening as Jesus was being crucified, because he was a sacrifice. I did a reading called Scapegoat where I talked about you were the scapegoat. Jesus was the ultimate scapegoat. So this can be tying into that reading, that you were a scapegoat. You could have even been this person's scapegoat, but not for everybody. With the world and the moon, this was hidden for a lot of you, and it's done. Anything else on the Tower? The Empress in the reverse. They're getting like access denied. It's like Venus is giving them an F on the test. I put out a reading. In the thumbnail, I'm holding a big piece of paper with a big red F on it. And it's called something like they didn't pass or they failed or something like that. And see, this was a deliberation, guys. Like, this person had a grace period. We were rooting for this person. Everybody was. This is giving Galactic Federation. I'm seeing like the Galactic Federation watching this situation. Like, everybody's eyes were on this. Because this person did have the chance to become great. They could have become an emperor. They could have become a king. But I feel like it was going from a page to a king. And then over time, the plan was to make them an emperor, right? That was the plan. This is a royal lineage. This person comes from a royal lineage. And it's heartbreaking that this person used their power for evil. They used it to steal. They used it. I'm hearing something about a Navy SEAL when I said steal. Seal. Like, this person could have even had like honor and stuff. Like, they could have like worked in the military or with the devil here. And it's like, yeah, the devil. Remember I had the devil in the 9 of Cups when I asked about you guys, that the devil was pleased with you. The devil is like not pleased with this person. They take it as like a personal offense against, I'm hearing against the collective. I'm hearing against the collective consciousness. Like, you're not one of us, sort of a thing. Like, it's like it's access denied. The side door. So, back to that side door thing. You could have felt so overwhelmed in this situation because you didn't know what was going on, because it was actually an initiation, and now you're like, I'm seeing you in a spaceship. And you're waking up like I'm seeing like, and I'm hearing all the stuff in the spaceships. I've been in there many times, so it's like it's that same old initiation spot, right? There's Dolores Cannon over in the corner, but anyways. Basically, this was an initiation for you, and for some of us, it's kind of like Men in Black. They, zapped you of your memory, so to speak, so that you could actually be a true, I'm hearing informant. So, because for you, part of this, it's not necessarily paying karma, but sort of. It's paying your dues. You needed this for the curriculum. Like, you needed these credits, and they used this person. I'm not saying use like they use this person. I'm saying this person, you guys were paired together. So the side door thing is like, you're coming back to awareness of everything that's happened, and you're just walking out the side door, guys. Because this could have been very, like, turbulent mentally and emotionally for you. You could have kind of felt off balance, but you still, I'm hearing, I trusted the Lord with all of my heart. So for some of you, you are religious and you do follow Jesus and everything. But it doesn't have to be that. But I am hearing Christ consciousness. So let's close on this with the judgment. So what's this judgment card, please? Let me actually get one size smaller, just so we have, yeah, look, there's the Fool. Just so we have, like, all the cards in play here. Let's be fair. Yeah, it's like they were very fair with this person. I'm hearing a fair trial, a fair judgment. Yeah, guys, Page of Swords. So tell us about this judgment, and we'll close on this. Yeah, they could like heal the family line. And it's not like there's no hope for this person, guys. It's that they have to, with the Fool, they have to like start some process like all over again. It could even be like into the next life. I'm hearing bleeding into the next life. Please clarify the judgment card. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like this is their judgment, guys, that they have to learn. Like, they have to be a student. And I think it's some lesson about the heart. It's that Venus energy. It's something about the heart chakra where this person, yeah, Ace of Cups, as I'm saying that, that's what's going to make them an emperor in a future time, is they're missing the heart component, guys. They used love to manipulate people. These group of magicians, they seem dark, but they're the type that like usher people through portals. When I just said usher, I thought of usher, like usher. Or they're an usher, like an usher at church, like the people that pass around the offering baskets. For some of you, this is religious. For some of you, this is like industry. I'm hearing industry, baby. For some of you, this person could be like a rapper or something, or you are, or you're like you're in the music industry, you're in like something. I'm hearing Holly weird. Like, you could be, it doesn't have to be this. But for some involved with this magician group, it is people connected to like, you know, celebrities. And what are celebrities nowadays, right? It's like, you know, the old paradigm is fading away. You know, celebrities aren't what they used to be with like TikTok and Instagram and stuff. I mean, you have people with 10 million followers that like say say this happens, because you literally saw Will Smith. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I noticed it. You see Will Smith going around to all the young influencers on TikTok, and he's like doing TikToks with them. And love and light, nothing against Will Smith. I'm just saying, it's like he looks like an old guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and people in the comments, they didn't even know who he was. I'm like, kids don't know who Will Smith is? For some, this person's like career is over or something. I don't know what that is with the world. Yeah, the star and the world guys. For some, this was like a fame thing, and I'm hearing hedonist again. It's like, this magician is like, okay, you made your choice. You gave up your stardom. You gave up your star power. I'm getting that. For what? Some ladies? You don't even have to be famous for that, son. I'm hearing that. Sun, Ra, the sun god, could be involved here. Ooh. Yeah, it's like Venus is like, you could have had we're all about pleasure. Like, you could have had both. I'm getting that. It's like this person didn't learn something. They didn't understand something. They thought love was like boring or something. And Venus is just like, excuse me? Like, it's so funny. Just all these like gorgeous women just like staring at this guy. Oh my god, it's so crazy. Alright, so Judgment with the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like this person has to learn a lesson. Judgment, guys. It's just, that's why I wanted to get the other deck to see. Remember I said something about the Five of Wands at the beginning? This person could have been in competition or in a competitive energy with every person that they were with, like romantically. Yeah, then they betrayed them. They like cheated on them, or they did something, guys, with the Lovers. Gemini energy, Cancer. King of Swords, they were cold, they were calculated, they were detached, they were narcissists for some of them. Yeah, there's the sun. It's like Ra, the sun god, is judging this person. I don't know what that's about. With the star. Who rules the stars? I can't think of her name, but she rules the stars, and yeah, she's coming through here. Somebody let me know in the comments. We have the moon too. We have the sun, the moon, and the stars. The celestial bodies. See, that's why this person thinks they're a messiah. Because in a way, I'm not saying they're a messiah. I'm saying they're not completely crazy. They're not completely unfounded. Like, they come from a royal bloodline. They're connected to the sun, the moon, and the stars. Like, they're connected to powerful energy, guys, but this is the point. This person, I'm hearing they betrayed the brotherhood. I don't know. Yeah, they betrayed the brotherhood. I don't know. Can I have one more on this Judgment? The Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's like there's something's closed. I'm hearing case closed with the Ace of Swords, guys. Remember I put out that reading called Complete? I feel like this is showing like the actual, this is like showing the court case. Yeah, I'm literally seeing case closed with this King of Swords here. I'm going to end on that. It's almost kind of like the room goes silent sort of an energy. Like, I'm just seeing everybody sitting in the courthouse. They're all just kind of standing up. I'm seeing like a lady just put her purse over her shoulder, and like it's quiet in there. Everybody's just like walking out towards the back. It actually seems like a funeral. It seems like everybody's just walking out of a funeral. Like, everybody's quiet. I'm hearing for some, they're serving as an example. Because I'm seeing like people around their same age. Yeah, I'm seeing people. I'm seeing people that are in this same, whatever this group is, this magical group. They're like kind of spooked by this whole thing. Yeah, because Two of Swords, that can be like an initiation. Like they were kind of watching this. Nine of Swords, like they were scared watching this because they were like, that could happen to us. Yeah, Eight of Cups, like they've like this person. What is that Amish term? Yeah, we have the Lovers. That Amish term where like it starts with an R, I think, where they Eight of Cups, the person like leaves the community and they go out and like do everything that they ever wanted to do basically, and they decide if they want to be like part of the community or not. Yeah, look, we have the Emperor, guys. Like yeah. Yeah, it feels really silent in the room, guys. So, yeah, Page of Swords in closing. And I'm just seeing you walking like out to your car. It's like you're walking out that side door after everything that's happened. I'm seeing you sitting in your car, you're starting up the car and you're just like driving away. And this person's like taken away, sort of a thing. So much love, everybody. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Remember, you can always listen to the Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST, as well as on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. Thank you to everyone who donates. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for supporting my show. I love each and every one of you. If you'd like to book a personal with me, you can just send me an email and I'd love to read for you. So until next time, everybody, it's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here, and I will see you on the next one.